I'm back with Melissa. Melissa, I met you 11 days ago. You were out here in the streets, and I came out here driving, about to get some gas, and I recognized you right away. Same place. What's been going on with you? What's new in those 11 days?
Well, what's new is it's getting hotter, and the police seem to be bent on chasing us out of the shade. There's no shade trees. They cut them all down 2 years ago. So I think they're trying to raise the body count. That's what I think. But it's just getting hotter. People are falling out. People are dying. They've hired people to go around and pass out water, which is a good thing. But still, they should give us some place where it's shady. People like me that are older or handicapped. How are we gonna get downtown to 2nd Street to a cool place? That's ridiculous. There's so many places right here in the community where we could be, but they chase us off. So I don't think that's fair. But that's my complaining for the day. I won't do it anymore.
I think what they're doing is they're enforcing trespassing statutes those are like literal laws on the books, right? Because what happens is business owners complain that when there's like a bunch of people just hanging around their business, it affects their business, and their clients don't come in because they're afraid of the people.
And I understand that. And the other thing about homeless people, and I hate to see it being one, is they're slobs. They leave a mess. They don't go back and clean it up. I'm constantly cleaning up after somebody else, and so are other people. We clean up. But people come and they make a mess, like they strip their copper that they scrap or whatever it is, and then they leave all the garbage behind. And store owners, they're offended. They come to work in the morning and there's garbage all on their front step, so I don't blame them for that. But still, they should give us some place to go where it's safe. There was a huge tree years ago across from Jimmy Jack's, and it provided so much shade. 20 people could fit under that tree. The branches cascaded all the way down to the ground, and it's 10 to 15 degrees cooler at the base of a tree, a trunk tree like that. That's fact. But so we would go and sit under there. Well, somebody died under that tree, so they cut the tree down. That didn't make any sense. But basically, there's not doing anything to help the homeless. They don't let us go to the park anymore during the day, which is crazy. There's nobody in the park, but they said as long as school is in session, we can't be in the park. So that's more shade that we're not allowed to use.
The rebuttal from the police or the city leaders is going to be like, we do have places for them to go. It's called Central Arizona Shelter Service, where we provide shelter, shower. They need ID. We'll help them get ID. We'll help them with clothing. We'll help them with food. So we do have a place. That's where they can go for those things.
You know why I won't go to those places?
Why?
Because 2 of my friends got killed at Cass. Killed. One got thrown in a dumpster and set on fire, and the other guy got robbed and stabbed. So me in a wheelchair, my age, I want to be there? I don't think so.
How many of your friends have gotten killed out here or lost their lives out here?
Probably more that are not homeless than ones that are homeless.
So it's safer being homeless, you think?
Well, the one thing about being homeless is you usually stay in a group. If you wander off by yourself, you're asking to get hurt. So we always try to stay in a group. I'm older than everybody, so I'm always by myself because the kids drive me nuts. No harm ever comes to me. I think it's because, God's always with me. Some people don't believe in God, but I do. I have to out here. But, there was a girl a couple days ago that got picked up, raped, and robbed and beat, and we started putting up signs to tell the other girls that work the streets, and the cops told us if we did that, we'd get arrested for defamation of character. You're trying to protect people in the ways that we can, and we're told we can't do that. The cops don't give a damn.
That's odd that they would say that, because defamation of character is not an arrestable offense. You could be sued by the person you're defaming, but it's not an arrestable offense, so it's kind of odd that they would say that.
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Interesting. When the police come and tell you guys to move along, what do they say? Is it you're trespassing?
That if we don't move, we'll be trespassed.
Okay.
And then we'll be taken to jail. And when they told me that, I said, let's go. It's air conditioned. It's kind of bad. I'm ready. And they wouldn't take me.
Yeah.
It kind of backfired.
They wouldn't take you home.
No, they wouldn't tell them I wanted to go. They wouldn't take me. Crazy. Everybody else is scared to go to jail. They take them quick. What's to be scared of? You're going to go in there, they're going to slap your hand and throw you out the door. Pay a fine or whatever.
What I've determined is people aren't scared of jail. They're scared of being away from the blues or G.
Yeah.
That's their fear.
Yeah, point. Because some of these kids, a lot of it's in your head, but some of them get violently sick. I mean, kids that are smoking like 50 of those pills a day or more, they're going to get sick. I mean, they're going to get real sick. You know, and then they don't want to experience that. Well, if you're going to do the drug, you better be prepared to walk through all the facets of it, because you're going to get sick from time to time, you know. But I think maybe if they went to jail and they experienced being sick, when they come out, they wouldn't do it again. I would hope that would happen. It didn't work for me, though, when I was younger and I was doing a lot of drugs. The second I got out the door, that was the first thing I did. But these blues are different, because if you clean for a week and you come out and you do one of those pills, you don't know how strong it's going to be. And they smoke one pill and they fall over dead. You know, these pills are scary. It's not like other drugs. You know, I hope and pray for all of them that come out of jail that, you know, they test the water before they jump in. You know? Yeah.
That's when people are most vulnerable, is when they've done 30 days, 60 days stretch. They come out and they put 2-3 on the foil,
Yeah.
right, on the, you know, to smoke it,
Say
and then their
bye-bye.
body isn't, their tolerance went down, and boom, they don't wake up. I've heard that a few times.
The security guard here was telling me that there was a person back here where everybody was hanging out getting high. There was a guy in a wheelchair who OD'd in his wheelchair, and nobody knew it. He was there all day. All day. Dead.
I see people laying on the ground, sleeping. I go check on them.
I do too.
Hey, are you okay? I give them some water, because I'm checking to see if they're alive or not. Because that's a reality every day that happens in Phoenix.
Yep.
We just don't hear about it.
Yeah, and you know, CPR doesn't work with fentanyl. You know, when I lived in this neighborhood, I gave CPR to probably at least 35 people. I only ever lost 2 people in 10 years. But I tried CPR on a couple people that OD'd on fentanyl, and it does not work. And I asked my doctor about it, and she said it's because it affects a different part of the brain than opiates do. And that's scary. So in other words, you have to carry that Narcan with you if you want to help people or save lives. You got to carry that Narcan with you all the time, because that's the only thing that's going to bring it back. CPR ain't going to get it.
Right. Hey, Melissa. So people, I uploaded your video, and people were asking, they were wondering, if she has children, why aren't the children helping, right? Because there's no way I could leave my mom out there. So,
They don't know.
what would you tell you? They don't know. Your children do not know that you're out here. They think you're in a home somewhere.
Everything's peachy fine, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My oldest boy's got so many kids in his house. He's got his kids and his kids' kids and his wife and her mom, and it's only a 3-bedroom house. I'm very proud of him that he finally bought a house, but he doesn't know the situation I'm in, and I'm not going to tell him, because then he would feel obligated to come and get me, and I don't want to do that to him. I mean, in my opinion, the purpose of a parent is to become unnecessary.
Okay.
You know, so when my kids get to be 18, it's checkout time and time for me to back out. You need to learn how to fly now.
Okay.
You know, so for me to go back and say, okay, I can't fly now.
Yeah.
What does that teach him, you know?
And if you were to blame somebody or something for your predicament, like where you're at now, 70 years old, you're out here on the streets, you're homeless. Last time you told me that you occasionally use blues. Is it the government? Is it school? Is it your parents? Is it society? The president? Where's that accountability at?
The structure of the government for helping people sucks. You know, there's a lot of people out here. A lot of people want to be out here so they can get high, but there's a lot of people that don't want to be out here, like myself. And Yeah, they say they have programs to help the homeless. Yeah, it takes you a year to get on a list, and then a year for it to come through, and then you got to wait for a voucher, and then you got to, once you get in a hotel, and they're going to put you in an apartment, then they change their mind, they take you out. And it's a lot of it's just done for show and tell. I've seen people get put in these hotels waiting for an apartment, and then 2 days later they get pulled out, and somebody else gets pulled in there, and it looks real good for the person driving by, going, "Oh, look, they're housing the homeless." Yeah, for a day or two, so it looks good. But then come 11 or 12 o'clock at night, they come bang on your door and say, "You got to go. You screwed up. You had a guest in your house, or you weren't here on time, or whatever it is." They throw you out and they put somebody else in there the next day. I've seen that happen in Tempe, especially. Sorry, Tempe.
Do you think it's the government, whether it's local, city, county, federal? You think it's their job? They're supposed to house every homeless person that's out here?
I think they could do a much better job than what they're doing. Why are we taking care of people from other countries? Why don't we take care of our own? If people come here from other countries and they get them on welfare, and they help them get loans, and for God's sakes, let them go back to their own country and get these things. I mean, a little bit of help is fine, but things that our people should be getting, they're giving away to people from other countries. I don't agree with that. Now, somebody like some of the people that come from Mexico, they come over here and they get a job and they work hard. They work hard, those people. Okay, they can get the benefits. But there's some people that come over here that just want to sell dope, or just want to lay around and collect welfare or whatever. I don't see why they're getting benefits. We need some benefits right here. What about these people that have kids that are living in cars? That shouldn't be. These little kids are getting up to go to school every day, eating in a soup kitchen, and sleeping in a car at night.
Do you think if the government opened up mental asylums, that would help a little bit?
No, they'd give them all mental asylum drugs, and they'd all be goofy. They did that years ago. There was a mental hospital here, and they just kicked out like 20-some people. And we had all these crazy people running around the neighborhood, and that's a fact.
Yeah, that was in the 70s, 80s when they closed out the asylums and all the entire country. But so now those people are out here in the streets doing blues and still acting goofy out here.
And goofier now with the blues.
Right, exactly, you're right. And so that's what I'm saying is maybe if there's a mental health asylum where they're treated, they're getting medicine, they're being fed, housed, maybe that's a little bit better for them, right? So that might not apply to you, but at least it puts the...
if you sat out here and watched all the people that talk to themselves, the number's alarming.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people, and at least half of them have mental health issues. I can't tell if it's the mental health led to blues or substances, or if substances led to mental health issues.
I think the way they were raised led to the mental issues, and then the drugs just enhanced it.
Got it.
That's my opinion. There's a guy out here that I've been trying to help. I've seen him out here for the last 25 years. Walks around with his shirt over his head, doesn't ever talk to anybody. And I finally got him to say hello to me for the first time in 25 years. I touched him, and when I touched him, it kind of did something to me. He got startled. And I said, "What's your name?" And he told me. And I said, "What's yours?" And I told him. He goes, I see you, but I never talk to you. I said, "You don't talk to anybody?" He goes, "No, because they make me mad." I don't blame him there, but so I've been trying to help him. I get him whatever I can to eat, when I have money, and give him something to drink, and then he turned around and stole from me yesterday. Now is that his mental issue, or is it the way he was raised?
Right. Absolutely.
I would say it's the way he was raised. A lot of these kids that are doing the blues in abundance, I ask them, why do you steal from your friends? Why do you steal bicycles? What makes you do that? When did you start getting high? Well, my mom gave me a joint when I was 11. What? Your mom got you high? And a lot of these kids have been getting high with their parents when they're like 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, definitely shitty parenting skills, right?
Definitely.
Yes, just because you're able to have children doesn't mean you should have children. Definitely stop at zero, right? Because some people,
if you don't know the right way to do it, go get a book.
Right, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I agree 100% with that. They treat their children as if they're their friends, and then they end up... I can't tell you how many people I've interviewed that they're out there smoking with their kids out here. They're out here with their kids.
So bad.
So, yeah, and it's going to get worse. Melissa, thank you for the update. I'm glad that you're fighting still. You're still trying to get better, trying to get well. We'll stay in contact. Please stay cool out here, and we'll talk soon, okay?
I am cool. Yeah, I will.